Imagine walking alone on a desolate country road as darkness creeps in. The wind whispers through bare branches, and your footsteps echo against the cold March air. This isn't the beginning of a horror movie. This is the last known moments of 13-year-old Bianca Piper, a teenager who stepped into the gathering dusk of rural Missouri and vanished without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that would torment a community for over a decade. If you're ready to dive into one of the most chilling unsolved cases in Missouri's history, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss a single detail of this haunting mystery. March 10, 2009. A date forever seared into the memory of Lincoln County, Missouri. While most families were sitting down to dinner, Shannon Tanner made a decision that would haunt her every waking moment for years to come. Her daughter, Bianca, was having what Shannon called one of her episodes, a manifestation of her diagnosed bipolar disorder and ADHD. Following their usual coping routine, Shannon drove Bianca to McIntosh Hill Road, expecting her daughter to walk the short distance home and cool off. It was a strategy they'd used countless times before, but this time the darkness would swallow Bianca whole. Before we continue with this bone-chilling tale, take a moment to hit that like button. Every interaction helps us shed light on these forgotten cases. Bianca wasn't just another face on a missing persons poster. She was a fierce spirit trapped in the turbulent waters of mental health struggles. Her teachers remembered a bright young mind with unlimited potential. Her friends spoke of her contagious laughter that could light up the darkest rooms. She was a fighter, they said, someone who faced her demons head-on every single day. But on that fateful evening, something or someone brought Bianca's fight to an abrupt end. 6 p.m. Shannon watches her daughter step out of the car, wearing a gray hoodie that would soon become infamous in missing persons reports across the state. Bianca carries only 2 items, a house key and her asthma inhaler. The walk home should take 15 minutes at most. 6:30 p.m. Shannon's concern grows. No sign of Bianca. 7 p.m. Panic sets in. Phone calls go unanswered. 7:30 p.m. The community mobilizes. The search begins. If this case is making your heart race as much as it did mine, smash that subscribe button. We need to keep these stories alive. As night descended on Lincoln County, an army of searchers battled against time and darkness. Police dogs picked up Bianca's scent along McIntosh Hill Road, following it to Highway 79 where it mysteriously vanished, as if Bianca had been plucked from the earth itself. The response was swift and massive. Helicopters sliced through the night sky, their thermal cameras searching for any sign of life below. Dive teams plunged into the murky waters of nearby ponds and creeks. Search parties combed through every inch of the dense Missouri woodland. But as the first crucial 48 hours ticked by, investigators faced a terrifying reality. There was nothing. No footprints in the soft March soil. No discarded clothing caught on brambles. No sign of struggle. Not a single trace of Bianca Piper. Hit that like button if you're as invested in this case as we are. Your support helps us continue sharing these crucial stories. What the searchers did find only deepened the mystery. Strange tire tracks near where Bianca was last seen. Unconfirmed sightings that led nowhere. And most disturbing of all, the complete silence that followed. No ransom demands. No suspicious activities on her social media accounts. Nothing. If you thought the beginning of Bianca's story was disturbing, brace yourself. What investigators uncovered in the weeks and months following her disappearance would shake the foundations of this quiet Missouri community to its core. But before we dive back in, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber brings us one step closer to keeping these cold cases in the spotlight where they belong. As spring bloomed across Lincoln County, an unsettling pattern emerged. Investigators discovered that several other young girls had reported being followed by a mysterious vehicle in the weeks leading up to Bianca's disappearance. Each description matched. A dark-colored pickup truck, lurking on the back roads of Foley. The FBI joined the investigation, bringing with them behavioral analysts who painted a chilling picture. Whoever took Bianca likely knew the area well. They understood the remote layout of McIntosh Hill Road. They knew when and where to strike, The disappearance transformed Lincoln County. Parents stopped letting their children walk alone. Neighbors began installing security cameras. Every unfamiliar vehicle drew suspicious glances. The carefree atmosphere of rural Missouri was replaced by a suffocating blanket of fear. If you're finding value in this deep dive into one of Missouri's most puzzling cases, take a moment to like this video. Your support helps us continue investigating these crucial stories. Every promising lead seemed to evaporate under scrutiny. A reported sighting in St. Louis? False alarm. Suspicious activity on her social media? A cruel hoax. Tips poured in by the hundreds, each one meticulously investigated, each one leading nowhere. The most maddening aspect? The complete lack of physical evidence. Despite one of the largest searches in Lincoln County history, not a single piece of Bianca's clothing was ever found. No DNA evidence. No witnesses who saw anything suspicious on that crucial evening. As months turned into years, theories about Bianca's fate multiplied. Some believed she had run away, despite leaving behind her medication and all personal belongings. Others whispered about human trafficking networks operating in the area. But the most disturbing theory came from the FBI profilers. This wasn't a random abduction. The perpetrator had likely been watching, waiting for the perfect opportunity. This is where our investigation takes an even darker turn. If you're invested in learning the truth about what happened to Bianca Piper, hit that subscribe button now. Shannon Tanner has lived every parent's worst nightmare for over a decade. In countless interviews, she's described the guilt that consumes her. "I just wanted her to calm down," she once told reporters, her voice breaking. "I never thought, I never imagined." But Shannon hasn't given up hope. Neither has the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department, which still maintains an active file on Bianca's case. Every few years, new leads emerge, new searches are conducted, and new hearts break when they lead nowhere. 13 years. 4,745 days of questions. Of searching. Of hoping. The case of Bianca Piper hasn't grown cold. It burns like ice in the hearts of those still searching for answers. If you're just joining us on this chilling journey, make sure to subscribe now. The conclusion to this haunting mystery might be the most disturbing part yet. In 2019, exactly 10 years after Bianca's disappearance, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department announced a breakthrough. Using advanced sonar technology, investigators began re-examining bodies of water that were previously unsearchable. Each scan brought new hope and new heartbreak. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit also revisited the case with modern profiling techniques. Their conclusion sent shivers through the community. The perpetrator likely still lives in the area, perhaps watching as search efforts continue year after year. Social media has transformed how missing persons cases are investigated. A Facebook page dedicated to finding Bianca has gathered thousands of followers. Every few months, someone comes forward with a new detail, a forgotten memory, a piece of the puzzle that might finally complete this tragic picture. If this case has captivated you as much as it has us, take a moment to hit that like button. Your engagement helps keep Bianca's story alive in the public consciousness. What makes Bianca's case particularly chilling are the similarities to other disappearances across the Midwest. Young girls vanishing from rural areas, limited evidence, mysterious vehicles reported in the vicinity. While no direct connections have been proven, investigators can't ignore the patterns. Lincoln County will never be the same. The place where children once played freely until dark now sits under a shadow of constant vigilance. Security cameras dot the landscape. Parents warn their children about the girl who vanished on McIntosh Hill Road. Bianca's story has become a cautionary tale, a whispered warning. It can happen here. It did happen here. Before we reach our final moments, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Cases like Bianca's need to stay in the spotlight. In 2022, Shannon Tanner stood before cameras once again, making a plea that has become heartbreakingly familiar. "Someone knows something. Please, come forward. My daughter deserves to come home." The Lincoln County Sheriff's Department maintains a dedicated tip line. Every lead, no matter how small, is investigated. Because somewhere in the wilderness of possibilities, The truth about what happened to Bianca Piper waits to be discovered. Today, Bianca's case remains active. Her missing persons poster, showing a smiling 13-year-old with her whole life ahead of her, still hangs in local businesses. The reward for information leading to her whereabouts has grown to $25,000. Age progression photos show what she might look like now, a young woman in her mid-20s who never got to grow up. If this story has moved you, please take a moment to like and share this video. Someone, somewhere, knows what happened on that March evening in 2009. Maybe they're watching right now. If you have any information about the disappearance of Bianca Piper, contact the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department at their dedicated tip line. No detail is too small. No lead will go uninvestigated. Because somewhere between the facts we know and the truth we seek lies the answer to one of Missouri's most haunting mysteries. Until next time, remember, every cold case is someone's unfinished story. Every missing person is someone's missing piece. And Bianca Piper deserves to come home. The search for Bianca Piper continues. For updates on this case and more true crime stories that need to be told, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Together, we can keep these cases alive until justice is served.